hope you're doing fantastic. Today I'm going to be making a chatty kind of video, talking to you, warm myself up. Pretty exciting big life update is that I am now officially first-time homeowner. So to anybody who's curious, who cares, probably like all two of you, if even, feel free to listen in to the video, listen to it podcast style so you don't have to look at me. That's cool too. Freestyle video where I just ramble and talk because I just really want to. If you're not interested in that, no pressure to watch or comment or do anything. A big part of my life is going to be owning and maintaining a home and just learning a lot of things for the first time. That's why I wanted to talk about it. This is really just for anybody who is curious about the home owning process, who just wants to hear about my experience. More specifically, we as in me and my boyfriend Ray, who you might have seen in my previous videos, we just recently bought a condo in New York City. I'm not gonna say the exact location for privacy reasons. And essentially what you can get from this video is a breakdown of the process in the easiest, simplest terms ever, because that's just how I learn things. Before going into the video, and this is funny because I see memes and stuff, YouTubers are like, video is sponsored by Skillshare. I'm gonna do something similar. This isn't Skillshare. Basically, I wanted to talk about this company really quickly before going into my video for today. So this is called TIJN. Maybe some of you guys have heard of it. This company sent me 2 pairs of glasses. Cute, this says life is art. You probably can't see that at all. And the glasses, life is indeed art. I have been spending an extraordinary amount of time staring at the screen. Glasses really come in handy, specifically because they are blue light blocking glasses. It really helps to reduce eye strain. Basically, the blue light glasses help increase contrast on your screen. Oh my gosh, I never wore glasses on camera before. Oh, I feel so smart when I put them on. Anyways, so also sent me a pair of sunnies. And I've always wanted another pair of sunglasses too. These really came in handy even though I didn't do much this summer. It's just been non-stop work. I guess I think of this year as setting the foundation for next year and relax a little bit more, and this year has just been a lot of hustling and working, which is good. Thank you for sending me these glasses. But like I said, this video is going to be specifically about the home buying process and just what I know about it, which isn't that much. So the first thing that you have to do is think about the right time for you, what your goals are. You want to think about what you want out of this, right? Do you want to do it as an investment? I mean, yes, it's going to be an investment factor, and if you're ready, obviously the costs of it. It's really about what you want out of life. There's no wrong answer here, but just think about if it's the right time for you. So after you decide that you're ready and all is well, you have to think about how much you can actually afford and other factors such as location, the size. You can either buy a house, a condo, or a co-op. So a condo, think of it as a house, but inside an apartment complex, so you own that entire unit, whereas a co-op, you're just a shareholder. In terms of size, it's very doable to deal with at this time in our lives, right? I don't have a family of my own yet, it's just us two at this time. Again, no wrong answer. In addition to what kind of home you want and what the budget is, you want to factor in other things like property tax. So I remember in the beginning when we were just kind of looking at open houses for fun, I didn't even know really what it is that I was looking for. I was just looking around for fun, oh, this looks nice, this doesn't look nice. So many other things that are way more important. Review all your finances, your assets, credit score, things you probably already know, but think about it again before you go into it. Timing is extremely important. We are at all-time low for mortgage rates, which is kind of one of the reasons why I did this. I'll talk more about that later. You have to be able to save up for the down payment. Another thing you have to save up, people might just think, oh, it's the down payment, yay. No, you have to factor in a lot for closing costs. We kept a very detailed spreadsheet. We still have this spreadsheet where we calculated everything from everything in the process, all the money that we put down, the closing costs, the check disbursements, schedules of everything, hyperlinks all over the place. A very detailed spreadsheet that we can kind of track everything along the way, because it's obviously impossible to, I think, go into this without keeping some kind of record, where you can factor in obviously price, location, square footage, what about the neighborhood, number of bedrooms, property taxes. Condos, you want to also factor in common charges. For some of the newer developments, they offer 15 years of tax abatement, but then the price is a lot higher, so you want to factor in that too. What's really worth it in the long run? So it would be great if you have this ultimate master tracker where you just write down the different categories, so you're really able to filter through all of your different searches, take pictures, take videos. So very importantly, use your tracker so you're able to remember everything, hone in on one or a few, and focus on potentially buying that place. You want to get pre-approved for a mortgage. That's something that I didn't even know you had to do, but that helps the real estate agent and the seller know that you're actually serious about this. It puts you at an advantage over other people, especially if other people are competing. After you put in an offer, it requires what is called an earnest money deposit, and you agree to the home sale, but then you cancel, then you lose that money. So obviously you don't want to do this unless you're absolutely certain yourself. On this time, you would be meeting with an attorney, which is what we did. They would really be the ones to walk you through the contract, because the contract can be 30 to 50 pages, especially because of the jargon. It's kind of difficult to understand. Their fees are at least $1,500 at least. That's like actually considered cheap. Your job is to represent you, help you through all the legal work. I want to emphasize how important it is to have a good lawyer. New to this, I didn't realize that they actually have a bigger part in the process than you know. If you have a difficult attorney, it can be very, very stressful from the beginning to the end. That's all I'm gonna say. After all of that is done and you wait for the seller to sign the contract and take your money, green light is on, you are officially on the hunt to find a lender, you know, if you were taking out a mortgage, which I obviously did. Before you find an official mortgage lender, you really want to shop around for interest rates for a bit. Really stressful time for me, but shout out to Ray, my boyfriend, who honestly did all of the work for shopping for interest rates, and I just kind of tried to help, but I don't know what I'm doing. We were able to find a lender with a really amazing low interest rate of 2.5. Definitely has a huge impact on everything, so I would recommend, you know, now knowing all of this that I do, I would recommend taking a little bit of time to really shop for interest rates. I think people also underestimate the power of doing that. So because I wasn't the one to shop around for those interest rates, I don't feel like it's my place to share the contact or the bank that we are using. So if you wanted to ask about that, I probably won't feel comfortable sharing that contact because it is personal. But again, I wanted to just emphasize how important it is to really shop for the right interest rate. And during this time, interest rates are at an all-time low, so I think that that's also a great opportunity. After you're able to lock in an interest rate and you decide on a mortgage lender, it really becomes a waiting game, and this part was also stressful. It lasted for at least a month, and it was just a lot of back and forth, you know, gathering information, a lot of sending in all the right documents and doing everything over again, a lot of signing, until finally one day they were like, you're approved. Hallelujah! Because I've heard horror stories about banks rejecting people's loans last minute and the deadline is approaching, and then they have to scramble to get that money somehow, and I'm like, I pray that that doesn't happen to us because I can't imagine. Towards the mid to end of that process, you would have to do an appraisal and an inspection. Someone who reviews the current value of the property that you want to buy. So double checking that, okay, this place is worth $800,000, or no, this place is actually only worth $750K. You don't actually do the inspection, I don't think, because we didn't, but someone does it for you. You have to pay them, making sure that everything's working and it's safe. You don't have to worry about that part of the process. Really, you just have to kind of make sure everything is in line, leave out any information to the banks or anything like that. Behind the scenes stuff they'll take care of. So when you're finally cleared with the bank, again, if you're taking out a mortgage, it's like a huge weight off your shoulders. I think that's when I finally started sleeping a little bit better. Get ready for closing day. For closing, also super important, you want to schedule a final walkthrough. So you'll schedule that with your real estate agent and make sure that everything is all good. You know, I really want to emphasize the importance of that too. I mean, every step of this process is important, but the final walkthrough is actually another thing I underestimated, because if you do that way too close to closing day, that's not even going to leave enough time for them to repair anything that you requested, and then by then it's too late, you already closed. Then what? Our fault, because it was way too close and the timelines were too close. Our lock-in date was expiring for the interest rate. I think that if you can, I would try to schedule that way before closing. And then finally I can get to the last part of the process, which is closing day. Very interesting. And you just see this like big table. I'm just signing my life away, and I don't even know what I was signing. So bring your IDs, bring all your checks, bring all your funds, all your money. It was about like 2-ish to 3 hours long, I think. End of the day, you just get the keys and you're officially a homeowner. I had these really big expectations for what it would be like. I thought it would be amazing. You know, I thought I would feel really accomplished. They were just like, oh, congratulations. Oh, okay, yeah, cool. Really casual. I thought it would feel bit better. I felt just tired and overwhelmed and confused, mostly confused. I think now, after a couple of days of thinking about it, I feel a little better. And this is something that I've ultimately wanted to do. If you happen to be doing it with someone else like I am, it's a really big step for both people. Extremely important to have those awkward, difficult conversations about money, salary, how much money do you actually have, those kinds of things. Want to know what is the future for us? What is the future of this place? Why are we doing this? How are we going to do this? You're going to have a joint checking account. Like, how are you going to pay for this? You have to have difficult conversations that you might not have had if you weren't going to do such a big thing together. Set your sight on something it is and you actually want. Block out the noise of other people judging you, which has happened a lot already to me. As long as you know what's going on, that's all that matters. You don't have to explain yourself to anybody. I'm like really stressed about it, and I really want to get to the end of this and see the light at the end of the tunnel, if you will. That's why I really wanted to talk about it. But thank you for dealing with me and for watching if you did. I hope that it was helpful in any way. You can get all of these resources online, but you can also remember me reminding you how important something is specifically, because the point of this is really just like an additional story. So I'm not a professional. I always have to say that in every video I do because people will find anything to hate on. If you have any specific questions about the process, don't hesitate to reach out to me. That sounded really professional and weird. The question about any specific contacts or like personal information, I probably won't feel comfortable sharing that. But any other questions, happy to help. I'm not able to show our new home yet because there's still so much that has to be done and it has zero furniture in it. But hopefully the next video about this will be a tour once everything is done. Hopefully you stick with me through this journey as we continue to go through life. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me out. Lets me know that this has a purpose. I wish you guys all the best as always. Let us continue to achieve our dreams and our goals together, and I will see you another time. Goodbye.